Good morning, Kenya, and welcome to the Platform Daily Podcast, your go-to source for the issues shaping our nation, airing fresh every day. Today, Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, we're diving into the pulse of Kenya: law, justice, security, human rights, and society. From courtrooms to the streets, we're unpacking the trends driving conversations, fueled by the ongoing fallout from the 2024-2025 protests and the fight for accountability. Buckle up for 10 minutes of insights, analysis, and a call to action. Let's get started.
Law and justice. The judiciary is making waves, pushing back against state overreach. This week, the Court of Appeal delivered a landmark ruling. Families of those killed by police during protests can now sue the government directly for wrongful deaths, bypassing the slow victims compensation panel. Nelson Harvey, former Law Society of Kenya president, is rallying families to file claims, calling it a path to real justice. Legal scholar Prof. Makau Mupra warns, though, that bureaucratic delays could still stall relief. On X, #Justice for Victims is trending, with stories of grieving mothers demanding accountability. But there's friction. Interior CS Murkomen's defense of plainclothes and masked police clashes with an April High Court ruling mandating uniforms and name tags for transparency. X users like Professor TV are calling for adherence to arrest protocols, warrants, and explanations. Then there's the Kenya Information and Communications Amendment Bill 2025, slammed by the International Commission of Jurists for enabling surveillance and threatening free speech. It's being called lawfare to silence dissent, risking digital inequality. The fight for justice is real, but so are the hurdles.
Security. The government touting progress. DPP Renson Ingonga's push for regional cooperation against trafficking, cybercrime, and money laundering is gaining traction. Kenya's 16th on the Global Organized Crime Index, so training 270-plus officers and deploying drones in bandit-prone northern counties is a big deal. Audrey Media says it's key for regional peace. Urban gains like fewer gangs in Nairobi and Mombasa slums are notable too. Yet, the shine fades fast. Human Rights Watch reported 10-plus protest deaths in July from excessive force, rubber bullets turned lethal. Chief Jogu on X links rising homicides to poverty, while extrajudicial killings and goon deployments fuel distrust. The Prevention of Terrorism Act's misuse against protesters is a sore point, undermining reforms like rural court access. True security means protecting, not punishing the people.
Human rights. The scars of protest crackdowns run deep. At least 72 abductions from 2024-2025 remain unresolved by the Law Society and Amnesty International. A May High Court petition called these crimes against humanity, demanding investigations and a memorial. On X, Nyareni lists abductions alongside murders as daily crises. Forum Civ downgraded Kenya to repressive for crashing civic space. Activists are under fire. HRW's Otieno Namwea faced surveillance for exposing abuses. President Ruto's probes into 16 CSOs, including the Ford Foundation for funding protests, are chilling free expression. HRW's 2025 report slams restrictions on protests and ignored economic grievances. Kongamano la Mapinduzi asks why Gen Z victims see no justice. Meanwhile, femicides and gender-based violence surge amid economic woes, with KNCHR noting spikes against women and youth. X debates call out double standards. Abusers get leniency, victims get stigma. Rights are the bedrock of society, and they're crumbling.
Society. The Gen Z protests, sparked by the finance bill and living costs, still resonate. HRW notes 316-plus arrests, with root causes like inequality unaddressed. Kimani on X dreams of a renaissance with equality for all. KNCHR's June statement condemned violations by state and citizens alike. IMF-driven cuts to health and education budgets deepen vulnerabilities, while Amnesty flags forced evictions and digital ID risks. Gender norms and corruption fuel societal divides, but youth are fighting back, using digital platforms to demand democracy. The UN's upcoming Youth Focus session ties perfectly to Kenya's struggle. Its government's #Peace for Prosperity versus activists' #End Impunity, and society's caught in the middle.
That's the Platform Daily podcast for September 16, 2025. The fight for justice, security, and rights shapes our society's future. Stay engaged. Thank you for watching. If our video resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing to stay updated. Join our community in the comments to share your insights and foster discussions that drive positive change. See you next time.